Ah! Ah! Sorry. I got a little excited. You may also hear that I'm on a slightly different audio setup than usual. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't intend to do that. Something took over. Something took over as soon as I saw this. I had to strike. Yeah, the audio should sound really different from usual. That is because I did not bring my microphone with me, so I'm on a different setup than usual. So I had to speed run and try and figure out like a quick audio profile for it. Oh my god! Wait, I can change this. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Yeah, do you want to do a delay test? We've done about, what, like 100 delay tests over the last 2 months? Unironically, probably close to 30 to 40, probably, right? Like, that's a lot. You want to run one? Want to run a delay test? Yeah, okay, let's pick an emoji. Airplane emoji, there are a few of those. Pick your favorite airplane emoji, but please don't send it yet, all right? I'm gonna give you a cue to send it. Are you ready? All right. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god! Ah, Konpeki! Oh, I'm so happy. Wait, I'm about to cry. Wait. Oh no. No, hold on. Oh, I'm so happy. Wait, I'm actually gonna. No, not today, not this time. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't even know what to say. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi. Yahoo. It's been too long since I've been able to do this properly. No. No, I gotta be careful. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, I think I'm over it. Okay. I'm just really happy. I've been dealing with this silly problem of something so common and basic as internet for 2 months. And it has been so much work trying to get ready for the move at the same time and trying to make all the same deadlines as usual. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard. So to finally be at the other end of the rainbow, you know, to finally what is it? To find the end of the tunnel? Is that what it is? What's the idiom? I don't know. It was a very long road, and I tried to stay optimistic the entire time, but all signs pointed to just misery. So to finally have that prize at the end, it just feels really good. Ah! Wait a minute. Sorry, I didn't think this would happen. I didn't prepare for it. I didn't think this is how I'd react. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'll get over it really quickly. I just need a minute. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry about that. Did you know that the studio staff offers tissues and little beverages as well? as, as like a little complimentary treat. Yeah, there's like a tissue box right there. It's so convenient. Sorry, I didn't anticipate that. Oh my gosh. I expected that I'd just be really excited, and I am. I don't know. I'm kind of overwhelmed now. I don't like crying on stream. It's embarrassing. I'll be honest. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh.難しいだったよ、ほんまに。大変だった。でも終わりました。終わり。It's over. Kind of. It's not fully over. I'll talk about it in detail in a minute. Oh my goodness. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm just really happy. It's been a really difficult 2 months. It's been really stressful. And I stayed as optimistic as I could about it. And I tried new things to make it work every single day. And I spent a lot of money trying to fix it too. But it was not looking good the whole time. It was miserable. I'll be so honest with you. It was some of the most miserable days of my life. Those were, rather. But it's over. It's over, and it was all worth it. So I don't know, I was just so I don't know, I just to be in this very specific environment that's familiar and as it's supposed to work again, and to see everything working not even just as it used to, it's better than it used to be. I've never streamed in this quality before, or with this speed. I just got really overwhelmed. I felt really happy. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. I did not mean to make a scene publicly. I didn't prepare for that. I didn't think that's what was gonna happen. Usually I'm pretty good at keeping my cool. It was just a bigger feeling than I was prepared for. Oh my gosh. I need to hit the Wendy Williams. I gotta get my little cotton swab up to my eyes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, shouts out studio staff for offering this room to me and for offering a very conveniently placed box of tissues. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your patience. More than anything, thank you for waiting through the last 2 months of slop. I'm not gonna lie, the last 2 months of slop and just wait. Thank you for always being so patient, and thank you for getting invested in the things I tried to do, even if it wasn't standard or typical or at my usual preference of quality, at my usual preferred level of quality, rather. Thank you for being so patient as I tried to figure things out, and as I tried to expedite my move behind the scenes. Yeah, so recap, just in case you've missed a few episodes, I am in Japan now. This is a plan that I set in January of this year. I decided in January of this year, after a few months of thinking about it, that I would move here in August of this year. Initially, it was actually more like end of August, maybe even early September was my plan, just based on the anticipated workload. But when the internet stuff started happening, I tried to expedite it to be as early August as I could possibly get away with. So I'm here now. I will not be struggling with my internet anymore, probably. I should not be struggling with my internet anymore, but we'll find out. Yeah, I kept it secret because I thought it'd be a nice surprise. Yeah, I'm here now. I arrived just a few days ago. I'm still moving in. I'm still mailing stuff to my hotel room that I'm staying in temporarily. My PC, my personal computer, is still in pieces right now, so I can't use it to stream. So it's not fully back to normal yet. We're not exactly back, but we're more or less back, because anytime I really want to do a stream, I can come here and do it. This is like my sanctuary now, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I don't like crying on stream, as I said. I find it kind of embarrassing. I don't think it's embarrassing when other people do it, but you know, I think it's human nature to hold yourself to a different standard than the rest of the world. I think it's embarrassing when I do it, so thank you for sitting through that. Thank you for whatever nice, reassuring thing you'll say about me clarifying that. But yeah, I'm in Japan now. No more internet problems for the time being, and for the foreseeable future. I hope you don't mind that I kept it secret. To be honest with you, the main reason was a surprise. I just wanted to keep it as a surprise. I was always going to tell you, but also, to be honest with you, I feel like, and this is kind of a tangent. This isn't like anything important, but I personally feel like if the other livers were not open about living in Japan, I probably wouldn't announce ever that I lived here. I'd probably just keep it my sexy little secret forever. But I just figured I'd peel it off because people get really into investigating that kind of thing, and you know, it would be very obvious that I was here if I was hanging out with all the other livers. And I don't want to go to every meal and be like, also please don't tell anybody I'm here. That would be insufferable. So I decided I would just tell you about it, just get that over with. But yeah, generally I do kind of prefer a little bit of privacy, so I will say, further than the fact that I'm in Japan, I do hope that can satisfy you and you don't need to know anything more than that. I hope that you aren't particularly curious about anything more than that. I'd prefer to keep the rest just for me. Yeah, surprise, I'm here now. Which the part of this that means something for you, you know, that you should care about more, probably. For one, I have access to the studio. I'm here right now. This offers me a significant breadth of opportunities and resources compared to what I had in my home office back in Kokiri Village. Yeah, we're in Hyrule Castle Town now, no longer in Kokiri Village. We've escaped the woods. We're in the castle town now. Aside from that, I am in very reasonable distance of very many livers under NIJISANJI and NIJISANJI EN, which means that if you're the type of person that gets really into collabs, there is greater potential for that to happen now than there was before, which is kind of exciting. Yeah, it's as simple as hopping on a train now. Have I met anybody? Yes, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. I didn't make a list of things, I didn't write it down, but I do have like a mental bank of things I have to talk about that I haven't been able to talk with you about properly till now. Yeah, those are the two main things that will make a difference for you on your end. And if you care, I'm just gonna live a generally better life for me. Because as much as I love Kokiri Village and I love the lost woods that I lived in and that I grew up in, they were not made for me, and there was very little that they had to offer me aside from beauty and quiet. So being able to hop on a train and go anywhere I want to go or that I need to go is already exponentially improving my life. I feel like the last few days have been some of the best ever, just for the basic ability to step out and go grocery shopping by myself without a car. It's awesome. It's actually awesome. It is the coolest thing in the world. Yeah. And I just, I don't know. I'm just really happy in general. Sorry, I'm moving things around a little bit. I'm realizing I actually want this. Yeah, I'm gonna move my camera source a little bit. I think this is a bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna live a generally better life. So if you care about my happiness or my health, hopefully that can make you feel a little better. I feel like I don't know, I take good care of my health, and I take good care of my diet, and I always get good exercise, but I feel like you tend to worry about me anyway. So hopefully this can make you feel a little better if you're the type to worry. Yeah. That's pretty much all that should change. I'll continue to stream around this time. I was planning to stream a little bit earlier than this, I'm not gonna lie, because my usual time slot is 7 p.m. EDT, but I did not want to get any staff to wake up at 5 a.m. to get me here by 6 so that I could stream at 7 or 8, you know. I wanted to be a bit more considerate, so I hope that this hour is okay when I'm in the studio. But once I've got my PC set up again, we can do the evening EDT streams as we always did. There may also be some double stream days, because if I wake up and stream in the morning, I find that it's really easy for me to, you know, have my day and then stream again in the evening. So you may get more double streams. That is one thing that may change. Yeah, just to clarify, because I know this is a very common concern. I feel like a lot of people feel almost betrayed when the time zone suddenly changes. I've observed that in other communities, at least. Whether you would not feel betrayed or whether you would, I hope you can trust that it should stay the same. I fully plan to commit to the 7 p.m., 8 p.m. EDT slot that I've always had. The only thing that should change is that you may see more streams in a single day. And of course, this is one thing that may change, actually in the opposite direction. As I mentioned, I have access to the studio, which means I have a wider array of opportunities that I can take on and, you know, work possibilities, which means that I may be a bit busier at times. There are more things that I can do, and I don't know, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm not going to be satisfied until I'm so busy my brain is exploding. And now I'm basically in like the work capital of my industry. So you may see some periods where I stream a little bit less so that I can cook some cool stuff for you. But yeah, I still plan to stream as regularly as I can, and I still plan to stream at my regular time that I've committed to this whole time. Shorts arc moment. I would actually like to start doing more shorts. Yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you as a committed plan, but I did actually. Should I tell you? I haven't recorded or made any. I actually wanted to before the trip, over here before the flight so that in this weird work period where it's harder for me to stream, I'd have stuff to share with you, but I wasn't able to. There was just too much to do. But I did actually get a number of songs. I sent in a request for approval for a number of songs. About 9 songs, actually. So there should be some short covers over here on my channel as well. Because, you know, I don't know, the format that we've assumed for the group channel has mostly been to like take a photo and then use that photo in the music video. But I understand that you also like seeing me do like a full lip sync type performance, or one where you can like see me moving around. So I think I don't know for certain how things will go long term, but it seems like the approach that we'll be taking for the group channel may remain the same. So my expectation is that shorts that I'm singing with By the Beat, like to match them, will go on the By the Beat channel. And then my own things where I'm like moving around as I have before, those should go over here. But yeah, no guarantee and no estimation on like a timeline, but yeah, I should be more able to do things like this with the resources that are now available to me. So hopefully you can enjoy. That is one thing that you could see more of. Let's see. I'm trying to think of everything that will change. That's the kind of broad topic I'm trying to stay on right now, is what's gonna change. What does this mean for you? Because it means so much for me. Oh my gosh, like this is the most day and night shift I've ever experienced. It's beyond anything I can even comprehend. Like my brain can't even process the change that I'm experiencing right now. But I don't know. I can't think of much else that should change for you. But yeah, you'll see me in more collabs with other livers. For now, I want to kind of relish my shyness and restrict it a little bit to just EN, because I'm a little nervous about meeting my epic senpai from the main branch, but maybe someday also from NIJISANJI and NIJISANJI EN, you know, could be nice. Namely, just next week, actually, you may have seen already, I think he mentioned it in a members only stream and offered permission to breach containment. And I think he also made the waiting room already. I was invited to a Dom karaoke with Claude Clamark. And I think Zeal's gonna be there too. Yeah. I'm really excited. Yeah, I've talked before about how that Dom karaoke database is the most tempting thing in the world to me, because they've got every song I want to sing that I don't have instrumentals for. So this is a pretty big deal. The one thing that is my challenge is going to be booking it, but it seems like even that is easy if you plan ahead of time, or easy enough. So I want to use it anytime I notice that it's free. I want to say, that's mine, give it to me. That's my studio, give it to me. Will I be using Dom for my future individual karaokes? Probably not, or at least not all of them or most of them, because like I've just said, it is a matter of booking it and everybody wants it. It's just so useful, right? Which means I probably wouldn't be able to book it as often as I want to do karaoke. I want to do it at least once a month, and you can do that if you're willing to do like a really fluid schedule and take an opening that comes up suddenly, but I personally prefer to schedule ahead of time and pick a fixed date on a specific day of the week that's easier for working people to watch. So I'll do some, as long as I can book it, but I think most of my karaoke will be the same as they have been. Yeah. Very excited. Yeah, I gotta look over and pick out some songs. I did send in songs that I wanted to do myself, but I think we need to pick more songs to do as the 3 of us, and as pairs maybe as well. He was like, all right, what songs do you want to do? I was like, these! I've been wanting to do these in a karaoke stream for months! Oh my goodness. But yeah, very excited for that. You may have seen I had 2 collabs just a couple days ago. Yeah, I went to Sable's, his apartment. What is it? The penthouse. I went to his super cool penthouse. Super flashy, super clean, by the way. Super clean. Very nice. Had a very, very good time there. It was very nice to sit in the same room with him again. It's been a while, and that meant a lot to me. Made me very happy to sit and talk with him as usual. And then we grabbed Zeal and we headed over to Zad's place after that, right? Yeah. And we had a drinking collab. I had only like 2 sips of alcohol. I don't know. I kind of feel like almost like a buzzkill whenever I don't drink in those settings, but in this particular case, I was a little nervous about getting drunk for the first time. And I don't want my first time to be on stream. That's kind of scary. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good time. I got to meet a lot of people. Made me really, really happy. There were a couple there that I had met previously on my vacations, but yeah. Was it a good drink? It tasted like fruity hand sanitizer to me, but I'm sure it was a very good drink. Does that make sense? Because I don't know. I feel like these things are really good because a lot of people like them, but I have not had very much alcohol. That was my literal second. I don't even count it. It doesn't even count because I only had a couple sips. I've had alcohol properly exactly 1 time, and I did not get drunk. I still did not have enough, or maybe I spaced it out so much that I did not get drunk. It did not happen. So to me, my experience is limited. So it all tastes like hand sanitizer to me. It tastes like rubbing alcohol for me. I don't have the palate for it yet, but I figure if I drink a little bit more every now and then, I could I could develop a sense of taste. Though I'm also content just not drinking that much in general. I kind of prefer and enjoy being the guy that doesn't really drink very much. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, I've explained it this way before. For me, more than drinking, the drink itself, it's like drinking with other people. Yeah. The black pepper chip. Oh, that Sunny gave to me. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I I got called out because whenever I'm processing a new flavor, I do it's kind of like a cat but different. Have you ever heard of the Flemin's response? This is a thing that cats do. If a cat ever smells something unfamiliar, it wants to register that new scent in its long-term memory, and when it does that, it opens its mouth kind of like, you know, it's an involuntary expression. I have something kind of like that when I have new foods, where I go through like a range, like, you know, like I gotta process it is all. I gotta process it. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm kind of like, you know, like in Ratatouille, when Remy's having the strawberry and the cheese, and the bursts of color are going behind him. It's like that. Yeah, kind of like the kombucha girl, Brittany Broski. It's just like that video. Yeah, that's what I was doing. But yeah, I came out of that flavor experience and I liked it. It was really good. It was an interesting new taste that I had never seen in a potato chip before. What kind of drinks do I like to drink? I like water. I like water. I'm still cracking up over my freaking brother. I like it when Spotify has ads because it reminds me of listening to the radio. That's what he said. Oh my gosh, I've been making fun of him for that comment for like a month or 2 now. I like it when Spotify has ads because it reminds me of listening to the radio. Like, that comment comes from the kind of guy who'd sleep like, you know? I feel like I would say that, and that's not a compliment. Yeah, it's kind of bled into a new running thing I have where I'll be like, I like water, or I'll be like, I like watching movies. Like, this delivery has just kind of been absorbed. Yeah, I like drinking water. The weirder thing about that is that I prefer it room temperature. I don't like cold water. at all actually, but I'll have it if that's what I'm given. I'll just take tiny little sips. I'll take tiny little sips. Yeah. And then what is it? I like tea. I love tea. I got my licorice tea, by the way, my throat coat. I already have a bunch of boxes. I learned that you can order it online. So I ordered some. It's the same as the States. Yeah, I don't have any tea with me right now. I do have some water though. I mentioned the studio is so kind as to stock little refreshments and stuff. And if I wanted tea, I could go get tea from like a vending machine somewhere. I don't know, probably. They may even have some. I don't know. Yeah, we can have some water. You want kampai. Yeah, if you got a beverage on hand, you should have a sip as well. It's very important to stay hydrated. Oh, that's good. It's perfectly room temperature. I love it. What onigiri did I have today? I had the same one that I learned that I like. I like the soybean one with is it fried kelp? It has these little green beans in it. Not green bean as in like the named bean that is called green bean, but these little beans that are green, and these little like fried brown strips, and it's really good. It's so good. It's my favorite one I've tried so far. So I had that again today for my light breakfast. Because I'm the type, I prefer a light breakfast and a big lunch. There have been times where I do a really big breakfast, but yeah, I kind of prefer a light breakfast that's heavy in carbs usually. Edamame? Yeah, I think that might be what it is. So good. Do I prefer caffeine-free teas? Yes. Usually, for my regular vocal maintenance, I drink like herbal teas. I only have black teas on rare occasions because, I restrict it for the same reason I restrict coffee. Caffeine is nice, but I'm super reactive to it. Like I'm super duper awake and I can't sleep if I have it. And then also caffeine is not very good for your throat. On in excess, and I'm the type that likes 2 or 3 cups of whatever I'm having. Am I sick? No, I just cried earlier. That's all. I started the stream and I made it about 1 minute and then I started crying. So that's all. Yeah, please not worry about my throat or anything. This is just what I sound like if I've cried recently. I'm just fine. I've been taking good care of my throat. I've been having my same regular like 2 or 3 cups of tea a day plus like a cumulative value including that of 5 or 6 bottles of water worth of fluid. I've actually been trying to drink a little bit extra water because everybody warns me about heat stroke, but honestly the heat is pretty tame compared to what I'm used to. I don't know, I understand that it was definitely worse in like July probably, and it may also be a bit less bad because I think there's a bunch of rain over the whole country recently, and I think rain can cool things down a little bit, but yeah, compared to like even here people have been warning me already, like, yeah, like be careful today, make sure you drink plenty of water. I'm like, it's not that hot. It's not that hot. Yeah, I figured it will be worse at other times, but I don't know, the way they're warning me about it, it kind of gives me the impression that maybe my standard for heat is a little different than other people because of where I grew up. Did I stay indoors a lot? No, I did not actually stay indoors a lot. In fact, I actually kept making excuses to go out, and I keep doing it, and I'll do it again today because I just love being outside. It feels really nice being able to go shopping and do stuff. So I've been like, oh, I could do a shopping trip for these household goods at this place, but I think I'll save the rest of these for this place instead because that means I can take another trip. Like I like going out, so I've actually spent a lot of my time outside recently. Yeah. But yeah, I will say I grew up with super hot summers and super cold, snowy, blizzard heavy winters. So I feel like I might be built for this. But also I don't want to say too much too soon because I already know that I'm going to experience July 2027, and it's probably going to destroy me. How has navigation been? It was hard at first. I had a difficult first day, but I've learned that it's actually really easy. It's super duper easy. Like, probably the easiest I've ever experienced, actually. Yeah, at first I got overwhelmed because all of the names are in a language that I don't natively speak. And even if names are a bit different than proper nouns, I don't know if it's something you can relate to, but if it's a language you don't speak as well, sometimes names and things kind of sound similar. Do you understand what I mean? So a lot of the time, for the first day, I had a really difficult time knowing which stop I was listening for, or like identifying the one that I knew I was waiting on. Or the other thing I have a hard time with sometimes is I get really overwhelmed in crowded indoor areas. I can handle a crowd outside or like being near a crowd, but being in a crowd indoors is rough for Elmo. So a lot of the time going through the station, I get kind of overwhelmed. Honestly, even now, I get kind of overwhelmed trying to figure out, okay, where's the sign that tells me that it's this line? Where's the sign for this exit? I don't know, when I'm surrounded by people, if I'm not prepared for it adequately, I've become like that one meme of Mr. Krabs with the radial blur on, where the whole world is spinning. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's me. That's me when I go into these situations. But I have little strategies that make that a little easier for Elmo. It just means I need to take a little bit more time sometimes. So I leave extra early for everything. Yeah, I give myself minimum 30 extra minutes onto my estimated ETA, which is nice. It offers me some comfort to think that I can mess up and still make it on time. Do I bump my head on doors? Yes! I've bumped my head on maybe 3 or 4 trains already. It's getting on and off that train. I bump my head almost every time. And it's to the point now where when I'm getting off, I've developed a habit of like, it's almost like a deep dogeza is what it looks like. I'm kneeling really deeply. And I wondered if people look at me and think, oh, he's so polite. But actually, I'm just trying not to hit my head. I'm trying not to bump my head. That's all. It's really that I'm just trying not to get hurt. How tall am I? I am 185 centimeters tall without shoes on. That is without shoes on. I am the tallest in NIJISANJI EN. Mind you, all those other posers post their heights with their shoes on. That's not how tall you are. You don't include your shoe in your height. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I am 185 centimeters tall, I think. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've measured. Who knows? Maybe I'm shrinking. Maybe I'm growing. But yeah, I bump my head getting onto and off of the trains a lot. Thankfully, most buildings have had pretty high ceilings, though, so it's not a huge problem. You want me to give you my height? Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's free. Take it. I don't want it. I would genuinely rather be like half a foot shorter. That would be great. Even a full foot shorter if I needed to be, but that'd be pretty short. But I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, like half a foot would be super convenient because then all of the clothes that I could see in the stores would fit me. I wouldn't have to order my shoes online. It would be nice because I love going in person to shop for things, but I never find anything I can wear except for shirts. Shirts and jackets are fine usually. Yeah, I would happily share my height. I don't want it. It's inconvenient. It's overrated. I think height is desirable among people who care about being attractive or people who care about what other people think about them. Unfortunately for me, I don't care about either of these things, and I prefer comfort and my own preferences. And my own preference is to just, you know, go to a store and find a pair of clothes that fits me. Or to not be constantly plagued with neck and back pain. I've had back pain and neck pain since I was a kid. Genuinely, like 14, 15 it started, and it has not stopped since then. And I work really hard to exercise and maintain good posture, but I still have flare-ups that are really bad with my back and my neck. What's my shoe size? 13.5 US men's. I will never find a pair of shoes that fits me in a store. I can squeeze into a 13 if I'm able to stretch the material. And I do that actually most of the time because most places actually only sell up to size 13, even online. So that's what I do for shoes a lot of the time is I'll buy a 13 and I'll stretch it. But yeah, big feet. Even back in my country, yes. Even in Kokiri village or like the surrounding villages, I had to, I love using the word village. I still had to order my shoes online every time, or most of the time. Yeah, I never found shoes my size in person. In fact, 13 is difficult sometimes. Most of the time, they only actually sell up to 12 is the cap in the States. Yeah. Sorry, one moment. I'm going through. I was really overwhelmed, so all I saw was that there were messages, but I did not read them as they were coming in like I normally prefer to. I was very overwhelmed with emotion. Thank you again for being patient as I dealt with that. I'm so happy to be back. It's so weird because it's like this is a totally new place for me. This is a situation I've not experienced before. Like even in the States, I never fully moved out. I had brief stints where I was living separately from my family, but those were usually more related to work. I've never properly moved out with full commitment to move out and stay out. So this is new in that way. It's a new country where I don't speak the local language fluently. And yet there's something so familiar about it, you know? It's the newest, most different conceivable change, like drastic maybe is a better word. The most drastic conceivable change ever. And yet it feels familiar. Like I feel a sense of nostalgia sitting here right now. 2 monitors, by the way, but I'm not using the other one. I feel so weird for that sometimes. Learning how actually common it is to use 2 for streams. I have a second one right over here, but I'm not using it. I put it all on one. I like having it in front of me. It's nice. Yeah, give me one moment, please. I wanna properly read these while I can still put a little heart on them. Because I can read these after a stream is over, but I can't put my little heart on it. And I only like putting my little heart stamp on it if I've read it. Here, hold on. I didn't think I'd bring this guy out again, but he can stand in for me while I look at this. Yeah, he'll entertain you. You love this guy, right? Okay, hold on. One moment, please. As you may know, my standard is to not read these out loud during public streams. I only read them during members only, out loud. But I still want to read them to myself. I gotta do it with a certain quickness though, because time is a little limited today. You entertained over there? Are you having a good time? Husband? Who's your husband? Maybe like that one clip of Beyonce. And she's like, "Oh, you're my husband." And he goes like, "Say my name, say my name." You know that guy? "Oh, he's my husband." Is that what she said? I want to cry again. No crying. I've already had enough. It's just gonna make my nose all stopped up. Okay, I'm nearly done. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for waiting. I'll read through everything again a second time to myself later, when I will allow myself the vulnerability of being emo about it. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got through those while I could still put my little stamp on it. Did I have to fold the cardboard Kaelix in half? Oh no, this is not the same cardboard Kaelix that I've streamed with this whole time. Yeah, this one is the property of the company. Yeah. Yeah, there are many of them, just to be clear. You seem very attached to this one, the idea of there being one specific cardboard cutout, but actually there are very, very many. And actually, even on my personal streams, I've actually used multiple different ones. They just have the exact same photo. Yeah, so that goes to show you couldn't even tell. You talk about how special your connection is with this guy, and you don't even realize he's not the same guy. It's his twin brother. Yeah, there's so many more than one. There's so many. I don't even know the number of them. I mean, it's mass produced. Left him in Kokiri Village, yes. Yeah, he's like a. You could say maybe he's there to offer comfort to my bereaved family that did not want me to leave. Maybe we could talk a little bit about that next. Stretch. Because we talked a little bit. Excuse me. We talked a little bit about me being in Japan now. I did not talk yet about leaving Kokiri Village. I lied to you. At what point did I tell you that there was one singular cardboard cutout? At what point did I say that? Now, I'll have you know, I actually hate lies, and I hate being accused of lying. Don't you say that? How dare you? When did I lie? Tell me now. Let's get into that. I don't lie. I prepare surprises. That's what I do. I don't lie. Never did? Yeah, let's get into that. Why do you call me a liar, huh? Tell me when I lied. Omission is a type of lie. It only counts as a lie if I have no intention to tell you the truth. If I have a plan and a schedule to tell you the truth, then it's actually the preparation of a surprise. It's not the same as a lie. It would have been a lie by omission if I never told you. Yeah. It's just kind of a lie by omission because the way that I maintained the surprise was to tell you a partial truth. Like the thing I told you was entirely true, but it was deliberately misleading. But I had to mislead you so that I could surprise you. A white lie? No, a white lie is a lie that you maintain for somebody's good, like their own good. Like this is for your own good that I tell you this lie. This is different. It's not a lie. It's a surprise. Anyway, it was a very hectic and busy and emotional time for the weeks leading up to my move, my departure. My family did not want me to go. They did not like that I was leaving. They just kind of accepted it. They're very supportive of it. They're happy that I have cool new opportunities and resources now. But yeah, it was a bit of a difficult period for my mom especially. It's because none of us have ever done this before. She's employing like whatever strategies she can to deal with that. Yeah, like I said before, I did actually, even if I wouldn't confirm to you that I was moving, I tried to do little things to make it as obvious as possible, or at the very least in ways that would make sense when you found out. And I feel like you connected some things. Yeah, I'll get to the lasagna. That I should probably do it in order. I cannot tell you too much about the process of getting my visa. It's just generally better that I don't give you all those details. But I will give you the vaguest summary to express to you how difficult it was for me specifically. As you may know, I lived in a very, very rural area. I'm trying to think of the best way to articulate this. When you go to an embassy or to a consulate location, it is related to your home address, which one you go to. And oftentimes it's better and safer if you go in person rather than sending an application through the mail. It's preferred because that way you have no risk of losing your passport through the mail. And so I had a very specific location that I had to go to. Made the first trip, got something wrong because I misunderstood the instructions, had to go back home, made a second trip, actually submitted the application, went back home, made a third trip, collected my approved visa, went back home. Do you want to know how many hours I was on the road across these 3 cumulative days? Do you want to know how many cumulative hours that added up to there and back? 47 hours. That is how many hours my mom and I spent on the road to get this visa. 47 hours. 47. Not exaggerating. I did the math. Exactly 47 on the dot between me stepping out of my house and then stepping back in. That's the grand total across 3 different trips. It was long. It was long because it's a really long drive. It's a really, really long drive. But you know what's crazy? If I lived like 30, never mind. I won't even tell you. It's not even worth it. But yeah, it's just a very, it was a very, I think it's a very smooth process for most people, but in my particular case, living where I grew up, it was very tedious, and that's all I can tell you about it safely. Yeah, hats off to my mother for being so patient through those drives. I gave her as many smoke breaks as she wanted, and I fed her properly, and I took her to a couple fun spots as well to kind of make up for it as best as I could. Yeah, I would not have been able to do that myself. Yeah, it was rough. It was brutal. And I had to do it 3 times. I cannot even imagine how rough it was for her behind the wheel. Yeah, shouts out my mom for getting me there and back 3 times. That's all you really need to know, but that is just this is all going on at the same time that I'm struggling with the internet. There were actually a couple trips where I was actively in communication with my dad on the road trying to figure out what was going on with the internet. It was all happening around the same time because I was trying to expedite my process so that I could get here sooner, so it ended up being kind of last minute, not gonna lie. It all came to a head just a couple weeks ago. So yeah, got my visa. Yippee. Here to stay. Oh my goodness. That was resolved in the end, and I made some fun memories. And I don't mind sitting in the car if I have somebody cool to talk to or anything like that. It's kind of brutal on my legs, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cramped, so I needed to get out and stretch a lot, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. It could have been 50 hours. Oh my goodness. And then let's see, we had a number of meals leading up to my departure as well. I'm sure you care about that kind of thing. We had a more extended family meal where it wasn't just my household, like my mother, my father, and my siblings. This one had my grandparents and my aunt and my cousins, and just more extended family came over for this. Yeah, we had a lot of food, and it was really nice. And I had to answer 1 billion questions and endure a lot of, not gonna lie, low-key insensitive comments. But that's just the way that the family reunion goes. I'm sure you may relate to this to some extent, especially when it comes to older relatives. Yeah, it was nice to see everybody, I guess. Yeah, I got to demonstrate my baby Japanese, and they thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when are you getting married? Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I want to repeat it to you. I'll say this. I'll phrase it this way. My grandpa in particular kept being like, "Are you going to go to Japan and find a wife?" is what he said a number of times. You can infer the details. That's what I mean when I say I had to endure, right? I think this might just be an old people thing. Yeah, tomato grandpa. My goodness. Do your uncles tell you that? Yeah, I think this might be an old people thing. Or maybe it's like a rural/southern old people thing. I'm not too sure. But yeah, in anticipation of this trip, that was 90% of the comments that I got. It was like, "Oh, are you finally gonna get married? You're gonna meet so many people. Are you gonna get a wife? Are you gonna?" I don't know. just a billion things. And then a number of questions about Japan, and that was kind of fun actually, answering those kinds of questions. Questions about things like time zones and the transit system. Yeah. But that was basically the night of 1,000 questions, where I was pressed and interrogated by my more distant relatives. And by the end of that, I was exhausted. We had, not too long after that, we had a little trip actually. Oh my gosh, this actually made me really emotional. This was one of the few times, I did not cry very many times leading up to the trip, because I'm actually not a particularly sentimental person in that way, because I know that, you know, the city that I'm not in anymore, or rather the village, I guess, that I'm not in anymore, the town that I'm not in anymore goes on without me there, and everybody's just fine, and I can go back anytime if I wanted to so bad. So I'm not really the type to cry over that kind of thing, but to get into this, I have to explain something a little bit. So the town that I've lived in for years now, since I was in middle school, I think, is, we call it Kokiri Village, is what we call it. So to continue this analogy, my childhood home would be the Lost Woods. I used to live in a place that did not even count as a town or even a village. There was like nobody there. Not a single neighbor, middle of the woods. The nearest neighbor was like a really, really long walk or drive, a really long walk or a relatively short drive through the forest. And just to kind of like properly say goodbye to the area, we went to that area that I grew up and to that empty house that I lived in. And it was a really emotional experience because I hadn't been there since I was like 11. But I spent my entire youth up to 11 years old there. Those were the trees that I played in, and the creek that I sat by, and that was the house that I slept in every night. And it was very overwhelming to see it in its current state. But yeah, that was a good way to kind of offer some closure. It was really weird. I took a number of photos of it because it's like a lot of it is the same as we left it, but a lot of it is different too. It's like it's overgrown. It kind of felt like it went into disarray in a zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? Because there's nobody there to mow the lawn. There's nobody there to clean anything up. And yes, that's a big thing. I remember it being huge, but it actually was pretty small relative to what I have reference for now. It was very small. That little house that we lived in, very, very tiny. I never realized it at the time. So yeah, I went there and I just kind of breathed in that air for a little bit. And I walked the paths that I used to walk. I almost took my shoes off because that's how I used to do it. I used to walk along those rocky gravel laid roads with no shoes on, but I didn't want to get my feet dirty. So I stopped just short of that, but I still walked the same paths that I used to walk as a kid. I went to the clearing that I liked the most in the nearby woods. It was very emotional. And I just kind of reflected on how much I've grown over the last 2 decades. And yeah, it was really nice. And it offered me a good sense of closure with the idea that, you know, I can come back to Kokiri Village, but I'm probably never going to live there again. And realistically, I'm probably only going to come for specific times of year. I just wish I could have seen it in the fall, because that's my favorite time of year in that region. But there's no really good reason for me to be there in the fall. Realistically, I'm going to be more likely to travel for like the winter, like Christmas season. So I genuinely, there's a decent chance that I don't see the fall state of Kokiri Village ever again. There is a chance. There is Thanksgiving, but it's so close to Christmas is the thing, and I can't travel that often. Yeah, so and I've known it for a while. I knew it as soon as I planned the trip in January. I knew that there was a chance that I would not see Kokiri Village in fall again. And I'm okay with that. It lives very vividly in my memory. So, Dear Autumn. Oh, you figured it out. Yeah, I didn't declare that at the time because that would have spoiled that I was planning to move in like really deep detail, because that would have told you when I was moving. Because if you knew I wouldn't see the autumn, then you'd know that I would move in the summer or before then. So I couldn't tell you. But yeah, that was actually the main idea, specifically the main idea behind the song that we made together. I was specifically talking about autumn because I knew that I would be gone before then. Yeah, that was my plan. That was my intention behind it. I just couldn't tell you at the time. Yeah. Though that wasn't really a hint or a clue or anything. That was more just me using that little activity we shared together to kind of express that feeling that I was already dealing with. Yeah, this is what I mean when I say I didn't really cry much or anything. I cried exactly twice leading up to it, and it was more about other things. Because I had plenty of time to process that I was going to leave. I started that process in January of this year because that's when I set the plan. So, yeah, I already knew it was super easy to deal with that in little bites over a longer period of time rather than doing it all at once. So yeah. Yeah, so I was able to adjust gradually. But yeah, we went to my childhood home area, which was a really weird experience to take as like to have as an adult, I guess. Because again, I hadn't been there since I was 11 years old. It was the first time in a really long time, and everything just looked so small. And yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while. That experience is gonna stay with me for a bit, and I'm very glad that we did it. Other than that, it was a lot of work on my end, a lot of packing. I did not want to leave behind a mess, even though I honestly, in this case, because my family will continue living there for probably a long time. Maybe not. They're talking maybe about moving now that I'm not there, because that means they've got a few more rooms than we need in the house. But anyway, I have the privilege of leaving behind anything I can't bring, but that I still want. But I didn't want to leave them with a big mess, so I did my best to square away everything I could and sort all my clothes for donation. That was the other really obvious thing that I tried to do by including you in it. That was also kind of like, I don't know, I kind of wanted your moral support without asking you for it explicitly. So that was the other motive behind the little phone call where I was packing my clothes. Yeah. No more monkeys. I did not bring many. I brought... Did I bring? I didn't bring any, but I set aside a few that I want my mom to mail. The rest of them, I'm not keeping them. I can't bring them here. They're just too many. Too many monkeys. But I don't think my mom will even let me donate them, even if I beg to do it or insist on it. I think she's gonna hold on to them forever. Like if I try to donate them, she'll be like, "All right, you've donated them to me. They're mine now," because she doesn't want to get rid of them. She doesn't like the idea of sacrificing something I collected since I was a child, because I have collected those since I was a little kid. So yeah, if that offers you any sense of comfort, they're probably not going anywhere. They're just not gonna be here with me. Yeah. Yeah, I hope I don't know if you worried about me selling or like donating my monkeys or anything, but yeah, they're just too many for me to bring here. Even if I vacuum sealed them, honestly, there would not be space in any average apartment or hotel room to fit them. They just take up too much space. I was only able to do that because I had space and time. Yeah, I do have some new monkeys that I'm due for though. I haven't collected them yet, but in my manager's apartment, I hear that he has a box filled with little Debonair monkeys. So yeah, I'll have plenty to start maybe a new collection. I plan to keep it kind of minimalistic though, so that I don't have a bunch of stuff to move around. Instruments, I did not bring them, but I asked for those to be mailed. I gave very specific instructions. I wasn't able to box it myself like I wanted to, but I gave it specific instructions, and I'm just gonna be covering the cost of shipping it through the mail. Let's hope they reach me without getting damaged, because those are honestly the things I'm slightly more nervous about. I'm not too nervous, but you know, if anything's fragile or at risk, it's those. Worst case scenario, I just buy some new ones and I have an excuse to practice some retail therapy. It doesn't work for me. I don't want to purchase anything ever again personally, but But yeah, I don't have my instruments with me here right now, but I should have them in time. I did want to bring my ukulele at least, but it would have been like $200 for an additional carry-on, and I could not. I just can't. It's robbery to me. I can't accept it, you know? Thought about it. I was like, you know, it might be worth $200 to have it on day one so that I can do that to relax when I'm stressed, but I don't think it's worth 200 United States dollars. I love retail therapy. Oh, no. Oh yeah. Here, I'll give you the delivery you're looking for. Here, I love retail therapy. It's that, right? Like Michael Jackson. Make it positive. Yeah, okay, I'll make it positive then. But you know the truth. I love retail therapy. No, I cannot stand retail therapy. I go through hell making any purchase ever. Shipping costs might be similar. Honestly, that might be the case, but at the very least, this meant one less thing that I had to carry around, or that I had to have somebody else carry around for me. Honestly, I'd probably be at more risk of damaging it trying to carry it alongside my 1,000-pound cases. Because my cases, Sable exposed that my cases are on the slightly smaller than average side, but I pack them like crazy. So much stuff in those cases. Genuinely unreal how much stuff I personally managed to fit in a case. It's my superpower, which makes them so heavy. Oh my god, they're so heavy. It's my exercise. Because I also prefer the cases that don't have wheels usually. That's also kind of uncommon. I prefer the older styled cases where you carry them like a briefcase almost. Which is why I call them cases instead of luggage. Because they're literally cases. That's just what I like. I love that full, like that old school Hollywood carry it in your hand, new starlet in New York City kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Star in the making. That's what I like. Hard mode, yes, but it's worth it for the aesthetic. It's worth it for the swag, and I always get compliments from the flight attendants. It's entirely aesthetic. It is not logistical at all. Well, it is partially logistical. I will always identify it in an instant if I see it in baggage claim. Nobody else has cases like these. Super easy. Is it that small? No, it's quite large. I feel that it's quite large, but that's because I'm carrying it without using the wheels. There's no wheels. Yeah. Yeah. Because of that, it's my exercise. So whenever I go on a trip, I load it up as heavy as I can get it, and then it's like I've got 2 dumbbells in both hands the whole trip, which makes flying a little bit difficult, but I like it. I love the swag of showing up in my grandpa fit with my matching cases that suit the aesthetic of the outfits that I wear. It's exercise. It just makes me a stronger bouncer. Yeah. Oh, where was I though? Yeah, we had a little trip to my childhood home area. I got to take a nap. I got to look at our old house. I kind of wanted to go in, but I think that would have destroyed me if I went in and saw how actually small everything was. So I stopped short of actually going inside. I think that would have wrecked me actually. I don't think I would have come back from that. That would have taken me a couple days. A lot of my core memories were made in that house. But after that, it was a lot of work. Packed my stuff, set aside things for a donation. And then I think it was the day before my departure, we had a family dinner where it was just the household, not the extended family. So no aunts, no uncles, no grandparents. And my mom made my favorite lasagna. And I think it's been like maybe 7 years since she's made that lasagna. Maybe more, actually. So it made me really, really happy to have that because hers has always been my favorite. I've had a couple lasagnas in restaurants and stuff on occasion, but it's not quite the same as the way that she makes it. She makes her own cheese, or not her own cheese, but she makes her own cheese sauce for it. She layers it in a very specific way. So it made me really, really happy to have that. I ate literally as much as I could hold in my body, and then I ate a little bit more. And then I took a few hours to digest as I finished packing, and then I went in and I cleaned it up. I had more. I had lasagna in my gut for several hours of that flight. And then I destroyed the bathroom in the airport. Maybe that can make the story a little sillier if I tell you that detail. That was the final destination of that lasagna. It was that that lasagna left Kokiri Village with me. Is that TMI? Oh my goodness. No, I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. I saw that you got really emotional about that on my behalf, so I don't want you to I don't want you to sit and be sad about it. It made me happy. That was a very happy thing for me. Yeah, I don't want that to make you sad. Yeah, I also am mildly lactose intolerant as a note, but I have cheese anyway because it's really good. But yeah, and that was the conclusion. Usually, this was a kind of sweet thing. Usually, when I go to an airport, when I say an airport, when I go to the airport, the only one in a 1 billion mile radius of my home, either my mom or my dad brings me there. Never both, because it's a bit of a hassle to get there. It's a good hour and a half away. It's a bit of a long drive for a trip that you're not personally, like, you don't have a personal stake in. It's like a favor, so they would take turns usually, but this time they both came. My dad drove and my mom was in the passenger seat, which was also kind of weird and nostalgic and had me reflecting because they had not been in the same car in a very long time. Yeah, and it was weird because my mom was like, "Oh, you can sit in the passenger seat," and I was like, "No, you can have it. You're the mother, right? I can go to the back." And sitting in the back of that car with my dad on the left and my mom on the right, which, mind you, was actually one of the ways that I used to keep track of my left and my right, is I would imagine them in the car. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. It was nice. It was really good, and it made me really happy to have both of them there. But yeah, it was weird. Yeah, don't say that, because I've been trying not to think about it. Them driving back, I've been trying not to think about that. Don't make me think about that. But yeah, it was nice to have them both in the same car at the same time. I hadn't experienced that in a long time. Yeah, it really was like I was going through memory lane, as they call it. I went to my childhood home. I had my lifetime favorite food as a dinner, made in the specific way that I like it most. And I had both of my parents see me off at the airport. And it was really nice. Yeah, it was a really, really nice experience. I don't know, I figured you were probably curious about that stuff. I saw you speculating and wondering, so I figured I would give you a fuller picture. That's pretty much how it went. Since then, oh my gosh, big win for me. This is actually information you only learned recently. You may have learned recently due to the drawing of the creature. Do you know the creature? I don't have him with me right now. I did not bring him to the studio. If you know the creature, I drew that on Snapchat, and the revelation from that was, what? Kaelix has Snapchat? The reason I have Snapchat is because it's my family's preferred group chat. That's what my dad and my mom like to use the most. So that's what we used. And I hate Snapchat personally. I hate using it, but I use it for, or no, that's a bit cold. It's a very useful app. If you like that kind of messaging, then I recommend it. It's not for me personally. It's not the style of messaging that I like. I would prefer to use something else. With this trip, I finally got them to agree to make an iMessage group chat. So now we communicate over iMessage instead. I think they still have the Snapchat group chat, but I'm not there anymore. I deleted it. It's gone forever, and I'm not going back. So now it's like they have the Snapchat family group chat, and then they have the iMessage one where Kaelix is also there. Yeah. Yeah, since then they've been telling me, it's kind of funny, they'll tell me good morning when they're going to bed, but it ends up being like noon or 1 p.m. here because they just know it's backwards. So I'm like, yeah, I've been awake for several hours, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's really sweet that they think of me. Siblings too. My brother asked me if I was the one that saved like a plate of food in the fridge, and I was like, I haven't been there in several days, and he was like, oh yeah, because he wanted to eat it, but it wasn't even mine. Just little things like that. Yeah, pretty much the same as usual, but on a different app. Yeah, so please do not feel sad or emo or anything like that. It's super cool. Now, final major topic on this general plane of discussion, right? Is seeing people now, friends, coworkers, rather than family, right? We went over the logistic stuff of me being in Japan now. We went over the logistic nightmare that was getting here. We went over the emotional experience that was getting here, and like my family's involvement in it. Coworkers, pretty much the only thing I can think of left, right? I've met quite a few people so far. Many more that I am due to meet at some point, but it's to be determined. It's been really, really nice. It feels like every other day somebody's like, you want to go out to eat at this random place? And it's like, yeah, I'll go too. Me too. Which is so nice for me because I love tagging along on things that other people have planned. So I don't have to take initiative in the way that I expected I would. Very refreshing. Yeah. I had a really nice meal with 3 of them. I was the 4th. Like with me it was 4. I don't know if I should say who it was quite yet. Or no, I figure it's fine to say who it was, just not where we went for food, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I went out with Zad and Yaminoshu and with Ugi Violetta. And we had some nice food. It was really good. Yeah, it was super good. Gotta keep an eye out for Yamin or... I'm hesitant to offer any proper details about it. Maybe when some more time has passed and after I can like ask for proper permission. I think it's a better form of etiquette to like be like, hey, can I talk about this? But it was really nice. It was nice getting more familiar with them. It was nice sharing a meal together. I love sharing meals. I think it's one of the most special things you can do as a person. How am I from Uki's attack? Oh, do you mind if I break your immersion? Do you mind if I desecrate your fantasy? There was no attack. Yeah, they just looked at me and they said, "You B-word," and then they clapped their hand. They like they made it sound like they slapped me, but they just clapped their hand. So I played into it. Yeah, did you see that? Were they just clapping? Oh no, Uki only clapped once. The rest of it was Shu. Yeah, I realized in all the chaos and noise, it was probably hard for you to see or understand who was doing what, because it was a lot going on at one time. Yeah, the play-by-play. I said this was during the Drinking Off collab on Zad's channel. If you want to check it out, you can find this. I'm sure there's a clip available for this as well somewhere. I think I saw one. Wait, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the play-by-play was like this. I said, we were talking about whether, this is English semantics. So if you don't speak English, I'm happy to explain this. In English, we have a number of words for grouping things ambiguously or specifically as well. So one is one, the number one, that's one object. If you have 2 things, you can also say, I have a couple of things. A couple is 2. 3 or 4 is a few things. Like you could say I have 3 things, or you could say I have a few things here. And 5 or more, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. is, or no, I think actually 5 through 8. 5 to 8 is several. Honestly, 8 is kind of pushing it. 5 to 7 maybe. That's several things. You could say I have several. And then when you're at 9 or more, I think personally, it's many. I have many things. It's a range, right? Now, this is what I think. The problem is that these things are ambiguous, so not everybody agrees about the exact number. And it doesn't matter because they blur together kind of because of these different definitions. But like, while I think it has to be at least 3 to be a few, some people think 2 is a few. Some people think 3 is a couple. but that's not what I think. I was, so this is, I'll repeat what I said then. The play-by-play goes like this. We're talking about this. I disagree. And I say, I was brought up right. 3 is a few. And then Uki's like, what are you saying about the way that I was brought up? And I said, you were dragged. and they say, what? You B-word? And then they clap their hand. And then I'm like, oh, like pretending that I got hit. And then Shu is nearby, and he's just clapping over and over again. He's like, oh, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop hitting him. Oh, stop, Uki, stop. So I just played into it. Yeah, but no, nobody hit me, just to be clear. Just in case you thought there was actual violence going on, Uki's actually a very gentle, non-violent person, I feel. I think maybe they could be violent if necessary, but I've never seen that, and I'm thankful not to have seen that yet. I think they kind of preferred to keep it chill. I haven't seen them push to that point yet. Just to clarify, yeah, no harm was done. It was a really silly little moment. That was the play-by-play. Yet, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, God forbid, but maybe we'll find out. I don't know. I feel like Uki's that kind that is like gentle, and actually gentle, but kind of just gentle on the surface, but underneath, if necessary, like if push comes to shove, they could pull up, you know. That's my impression of them. I feel like they could make something happen if they needed to. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Very good time. I really enjoyed meeting everybody. I've especially been I think the one I've seen the most of, who I didn't see previously at all, was Zad. Because both Shu and Uki I met previously on my first vacation this year. My first of 3. I've taken 3 vacations this year so far. I don't know if I'll take another one, honestly, this year. But yeah, and so seeing Zad twice has been really nice. He's really, really funny. I'm really proud. I put him onto... You may actually hear him say this if you haven't already. I've put him onto a new meme. I say new. It's an old meme, but I've put him onto it. And he's been repeating it a lot when I was with him. If you hear him at any point say, she's acting like she's the queen and we're the sorry people, I need you to know that was me. I infected him with this, and it feels really good. I did that. Because I said it just enough times, and then I explained what it was, and he was like, oh, it's King Curtis. And now he's been saying it unprompted, randomly. It feels so good. It feels so good because I don't know, you know, usually it's just you know, the whole company will just grab onto whatever phrase he's obsessed with, and the one he's obsessed with is usually random. It's just something he encountered on the internet, but this time I've infected him. I hope. I don't know, maybe he was just saying it because he was hanging out with me, but it cracked me up really bad. Yeah, I'm an influencer, I think, maybe. But he's really silly. He's exactly the same off stream as he is on stream. Like there's that gentle, quiet, mature side underneath, but on the surface it's that, like, you know, he's just randomly singing. He's randomly quoting random things. He's just very goofy, very outwardly goofy guy. You'll just be standing there and then he'll be like, I used to know, I get a good feel dreaming about the things that we could be. Like, you know, that's him. Unironically, like that exact one too. Very, very funny guy. I really enjoyed his company. Yeah, I hope I can hang out with him a lot more. Uki and Shu as well. It made me really happy to see them again. Yeah, very, very sweet. Shu always comes in clutch when it comes to helping with communication because I'm still a baby. They're both very, like they're always looking out to make sure the navigation is right. Uki in particular is always looking over my shoulder to make sure I'm routing correctly to use the trains. Because they know how bad I am at navigating on my own, at least up until now. I don't think I'm naturally bad, I think I'm just inexperienced is all. So the more I do it, the better I'll be. Yeah, Shoeport and Mother. Yeah, it was really nice to see them again as well. I've really enjoyed their company too. Just good times. Yeah, and I got to meet Wilson and Sunny for the first time, and Claude was there. I'm trying to remember everybody that went. Every day that passes, my memory of the collab gets a bit blurrier. Let's see, it was Uki, Claude, Shu. I'm trying to remember. Have I left anybody out? Because I had already met Zia and Sable previously. We worked together. It makes sense, right? Yeah, I think that might be everybody. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice meeting those three for the first time as well. Sunny Burisco. I did actually talk about my impressions of them over a phone call recently, so I won't rehash all of that. But I will say that just in general, it was really, really fun being in the same room as them. And I think in particular, hearing them laugh made me really, really happy. Because I don't know, I've been listening to these people laugh for a while before I joined the company. I've laughed with them after joining the company. I think being in the room where it happens, I think being in the same room and hearing that laugh and hearing them like reverberate and bounce off of each other, it's just I don't have the right words to explain it, but it just makes me really happy. It's a very specific experience, laughing in the same room in real time, and like seeing somebody's face just brighten up when they're laughing. So yeah, it made me really, really happy to see them. I hope I can hang out with them more as well. I get too sappy. I feel almost like cringe. I feel like talking about them, I feel like that one meme of the guy who's like smiles warmly. I love hanging out with you guys. 4-1 smiles warmly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's been a very fun few days already. I'm still super busy. I've got so many things I have to do, and I have so many forms I have to fill out. I'm gonna have to write my temporary address like 1,000 times. But yeah, it should be okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, even with all the work and the stuff I have to figure out, I'm just generally really, really excited. So I hope you won't mind waiting around for regular streams a bit longer. I'm still not quite where I need to be, but I'm trying to set up an appointment with one Yamino Shu to build my PC, and assuming I took it apart correctly and brought everything I needed for it, I should be able to use that again soon. So stay posted for that. I will do my best to send any relevant reports to that end. But yeah, in the meantime, streams will be just as infrequent as they currently are, like maybe 1 or 2 a week on my channel, just because it's a little difficult to stream on my channel right now. The hotel that I'm in has really, really good internet though. It's just I can't use the Wi-Fi. I need to have a wired connection. So I need to get some Ethernet cables soon. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm like running through my to-do list now. I'm thinking of what I have to do after this. Anyway, I do hope that you don't mind waiting a little bit longer. You've been so patient with me the last 2 months. I hope you can give me just a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really excited to return to streaming. I was complaining to my manager about it on the way here today. I was like, my God, it's been so miserable not being able to stream. I'm so excited to do it again. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. Yeah, I hope you can look forward to more to come. As for additional streams this week, there is one on Saturday JST, also Saturday morning EDT. It's been announced already, right? The time for the summer festival. I've seen people making skins for it, so I assume it's been announced. The NIJISANJI summer festival in Minecraft. Have they announced that properly? Yeah, I think they have. I'm 98% sure. Yeah, I booked the studio for the duration of that event so that I can participate. So I should be good to stream it. So I will be there for that again this year, hopefully. Yeah, Natsumatsuri. Yeah, very excited. The theme for this year seems pretty interesting. I'm trying to decide if I want to take the time to make a new skin for it. Do I have a partner? Not at this time, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't asked around. Is it normal to have a partner? Should I be like bringing a date? Is that how that's supposed to go? Should I determine a date? Should I be asking somebody, or should I be like making myself desirable so somebody asks me? Is that normal? I don't know. I did go with Zeal last time, but that was mostly because we were both really nervous about speaking Japanese. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll be there for the Natsu Matsuri in Minecraft on Saturday. I can't remember the exact time, but it's Saturday evening JST, Saturday morning, early morning EDT. Same time as last year, I think. Yeah, it'll be Saturday the 15th. Beyond that, I have not secured exact times for streams next week, but next week on Claude Clawmark's channel, I think he's made a waiting room already, so you can set a reminder if you want. I will be participating in my very first Damu karaoke stream, and I'm really excited to see what that part of the studio looks like. So yeah, POV, yes, I will be doing a POV of the Minecraft Summer Festival. Yeah, that's why I booked it, because I really wanted to play. I had so much fun last year, and I met some people that I really admire, so I'm hoping I can have a similar experience this year and maybe see some people again, maybe talk to some people again. It was really nice. Yeah, I hope you can look forward to it. I hope you don't mind that most of the things I do will be kind of collab dense for the time being, just because in general it's a bit easier to arrange those and to do stuff on other people's channels than it is to do stuff on my own for now. But yeah, that is pretty much, I think, everything to go over. Do you have any questions? Should we do maybe like a super quick Q&A, or maybe I could do a separate Q&A once I've settled in a bit more? I don't know. All right, here, I'll tell you what. You get 20-minute Q&A. That's all you get, all right? 20-minute Q&A. Boom. You should see a box appear on your chat widget at the top. And if you type ask something and then type in your answer and then press enter, you can send a question to me and it will go to a little repository box. I'm not going to display them. There are so many elephants. There are so many elephants in this box. Okay, I'm not gonna display them, and I'm not gonna like select it manually, but I'll just read them out loud and answer them if that's okay. It's just faster, and it also spares your privacy if you want to ask anything you're nervous about. That I finally received the letters my manager has been keeping. Not yet. I think he's keeping those alongside the other product samples and also the Debonairs that I bought. I don't know when we're gonna exchange those, but yeah, I'm not rushing it. I will take the time to read through them properly when I get them, and I'm very excited for that because I haven't received a letter myself in a while. Because they've all been collected here for me. Genuinely, I told them I was gonna move in January. I was like, all right, I'm gonna move in August, and they're like, all right, we're not sending you anything else anymore. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah. I prefer it because I had to go to the post office for everything they sent me. It was so inconvenient. Yeah, I have not received the letters yet, but I will at some point. Let's see. Craziest dream I've ever had. Now, this is not the kind of Q&A that I'm looking to do right now. I'm kind of hoping to answer questions about moving to Japan, but the craziest dream I've ever had was one where I learned that ancient humans actually built the sun years and years ago. The sun was a spacecraft, and I was inside of it piloting it, and my dad's voice was audible, and he told me to crash the sun into the earth, and I did it. That was the craziest dream I've ever had. This was years ago. There you go. Will we see the light of 1440p Kaelix? Yes, you should, when I'm streaming from home. Honestly, I might actually be able to do 1440p in the studio. I just didn't look into that. I was kind of rushed. I was desperate to start as soon as possible. I was too excited. So I just left it on the default setting, which I think is 1080, right? But yeah, you should see actual 1440. Because here's the thing. I've streamed with a 1440p canvas all this time because that's just the size of my monitor back at home, Kokiri Village monitor. But I haven't ever actually properly been in 1440p. Like, you can select 1440 for my streams usually on YouTube, but the picture quality is not 1440 because the bitrate is so low. It's 720. Wait, what? It's supposed to be 1080. Did I do that wrong? Oh, it reset. It reset because I closed it. I understand now. Well, at least it's good latency, right? Sorry, I probably should have checked into that further. I thought I changed it. I changed it to 1080, but I guess because I closed it, it reset. Oh well, 720 beats like 1 pixel, which is what we've had to work with. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah. What's my go-to konbini food? I really love the onigiri with soybeans and edamame in it. And for a proper meal, I don't know what the label on it says. I can't remember, but it's like a sampler of meat with rice under it. But I'm trying not to have my proper meals in konbinis as much. I'm trying to eat into, like, I'm trying to go to nearby sit down restaurants when I can, because I need to improve my confidence talking to people in Japanese. And I need to work up the nerve to say "ohitotsu kudasai," like pointing at something a bit more often, you know? Or maybe even working up the nerve to be like "omizu," you know, like asking for a specific item. I'm a little too shy. But yeah, I'm trying to do that where I can so that I can get more practice. How was my flight? It was nice. This was actually my very first time flying business class. There's actually a really funny story about my flight, but I don't know if I should tell you. So I'm going to keep it secret for now. I'll think about telling you, but I think for privacy's sake, I probably should not tell you about that one. So I hope you don't mind. But I'll let you know that my flight was very pleasant because I shelled out for a business class for the very first time, and I don't know if I can fly economy again. It's the most spoiled I've ever felt, because for me, flying long times is very brutal with my long legs. Because it's just, I don't know, I'm cramped in and I can't move too much because I don't want to man spread into whoever's sitting next to me. So flying has always been kind of brutal if it's longer than a couple hours. So yeah, flying business class for the first time was really, really nice. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to fly 3 times less often so that I can comfortably feel good about paying for one flight that's 3 times as expensive as just the one, you know? Yeah, I think if I'm going to do any flights longer than 10 hours again in the future, that's what I'm going to do. Have I encountered Japan's rush hour trains yet? I assume you mean the ones where you're crammed in like sardines, right? Yes, I've been in a couple of those. Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, but I've learned to just kind of be mindful of the space that I'm taking up and try not to step on anybody. Have I tried natto yet? No, not yet, but I really want to. That's like a very famous question that I've been asked by so many Japanese people. When I talk about Japanese food, it's always, literally always, have you had natto before? So yeah, I'd like to try it. Maybe I could try it on stream sometime. Maybe when I'm streaming normally, I can grab some natto from the store and have it at home. Step on anybody? Yeah, like I don't want to step on anybody's feet with my ginormous feet. Or like, I don't know, like bump into anybody. I try not to be rude or anything. Yeah, it's important to be mindful and polite, I think. Let's see. Was there anything that surprised me after I started living in Japan? I was surprised by how nice it feels to breathe in the air. Because in my experience thus far, how do I phrase this? The air in Japan reminds me of the air in Kokiri Village. Or specifically Tokyo, right? Because here's the thing. With other cities that I've visited, the air is distinctly different for me from my hometown air, which is very foresty. You know, very green. So it was weird to enter a metropolis as big as this one and still have the air taste good. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was one thing that surprised me. For sure. Was like walking out of the plane into a crowded, dense forest of you know, skyscrapers and moving trains and cars and stuff, and not have the air have that really dry, almost stale taste to it that I've experienced in other cities. It's like, I don't know, it just tastes good. It tastes nice. I don't know. Maybe this is just my perspective, but I just felt like it was distinctly different than what I've experienced in other cities. So that's nice. What I'd really like to experience is maybe going somewhere other than Tokyo to see if that's even better. Yeah. Tokyo air is horrible. Is that the case? I feel like it's nice. Yeah, no, I've liked it. It reminds me of home. Dry, humid, super humid, and that's the bulk of it. Is that it's so humid, maybe? Yeah, that was one thing that surprised me. I'd like to go elsewhere to see if it's even better. Okay, maybe this is what I have to offer as clarification. Before this, the only cities that I've been to were in the United States. So hopefully that can help you with context. Yeah, the only city air that I'm used to is United States city air. So maybe you understand my maybe you understand my perspective a little more. Yeah, that's my frame of reference. Mind you, like I'm coming from city experiences where there's like smog going up into the air as I'm stepping off the plane, and there are like a billion cars everywhere. Yeah, no, I like the air. It's pleasant compared to what I expected. I expected that I would step into the city and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna have to deal with city air forever. Yeah, I would like to travel sometime when I've settled down and I've done all this stuff. I wanna see the more rural areas of Japan, see what those are like, because I've heard really good things about those. Hakodate. Ah, Kyoto. I see. Okay, noted. Pencil emoji. Where in Japan do I want to go to? In particular, I'm interested in seeing, I just mentioned that I'm interested in going to rural areas. In particular, I'm really interested in seeing sacred things. I'd really like to visit like an important temple of some kind. That'd be nice. I'd also like to just, I don't know, it'd be nice to go to a beach when the timing is right. I'd love to go to a beach. I'd love to go anywhere that I can do snorkeling or scuba diving, because Sable really wants to do that. He's been talking about wanting to do that for a while, so it'd be nice to do that together. I'd love to, I don't know. I'd like to go everywhere, just everywhere in general. There's a temple for famous people. Is that a thing? Do I count? Am I famous enough to go to that temple? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know if I like going to that, because I don't think I like the idea, because that requires me to admit that I think I'm famous. Okinawa? Ah, yeah, that's a famous one. I've always wanted to see that. That's the one my mom really wants me to go to, but that's because her reference of Japan is kind of limited to Karate Kid. Because that's where the sensei is from, right? Okinawa, is that right? I can't remember the film super well. Yeah, she's like, I want you to go to Okinawa and I want you to give me a souvenir. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I'd like to see a lot of everything, honestly, while I'm here. It'd be nice. Are the people nice? My experience is that everybody's really polite. Yeah. I've seen a wide range of things in other cities. In Kokiri Village, it's the kind of situation where they're nice in the sense that they'll talk to you and exchange pleasantries and ask you how things are going, and they actually want to know because they're nosy. Like, that conversation might just be the best thing they experienced that day because there's nothing else to do. In other cities I've been in, if you so much as look at somebody, they hate you and they want you to die. In the case of Japan, my experience thus far is that everybody's just kind of like minding their space. And you know, if you make a mistake, or if you need to do something, or if they need to do something, it's just very polite of like, sumimasen, you know, just very very nice, like, wait a second. Or I don't know, like there have been a couple times where I got change because I paid with cash and forgot to collect it. So people would like mate, you know, and they'll like tap on my shoulder so that I don't forget it. They won't let me leave without it. It's very nice. Like, just other customers. Or I don't know, people are just generally polite. It's been very nice. It's a little hard for me sometimes because I'm not very well coordinated. Like, my spatial awareness leaves a lot to be desired. So I appreciate that people are kind of patient. Is there anything you want to do with the studio that you haven't done before? Ooh, I could actually sample some of it right now. I've done it before though. So the studio that I'm in right now actually has 2 microphones in it. I only have one of them turned on, but if I do it like, hold on, I think if I do like this, and then I can turn, I have, yeah, I've got 2 microphones. So if I do, I think if I do this, I can go binaural. Whoa, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. I'm over here. And it's way higher quality, in my opinion, than the stuff that I've done before with binaural audio. Is that satisfying? Sudden spontaneous ASMR. Do you like this? Are you into this? Or wait, maybe hold on. Why is it? Did I do that wrong? Test. If I do this, is it all on the right? Oh, I see how it is. Yeah, they got a really cool mixing panel here too that I'm playing around with right now. I played around with it a bunch before I started today, but oh, I see what it is. I have to compress this one too. Okay, now it should be more equal. Okay. Yeah, it was a bit muffled on the right because I forgot to tag my compressor on there. Yeah, live mixing. Oops. Okay, and then I can do, I think, okay, test. Here, you want some spontaneous ASMR? Here you go. Hello, I should be on your right ear right now, for the most part. And then if I come over here, it's more left, right? And there's no latency between these microphones. So even if I move slightly left and right, even though it's going across 2 different devices, it should sound as if it's coming from one, which is pretty cool, right? From a technical perspective. And it's something that I struggled with a lot from my home office back in Kokiri Village. So being able to come here and do things like this could be pretty convenient in the future if ever I want to do something a bit more adventurous than I've done before. Or a cool use for having 2 microphones in this booth is that if I wanted to, I could do something with somebody else really easily. And that would be pretty fun, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, are they backwards? Maybe your headphones are on backwards. I feel like this should be the right, right? This is the right, and this is the left. Is that right? I don't have them visual, what is the word? Visible, because they're just in front of my camera, so you can't really see as I'm doing this, but they're like right in front of me. Oh my goodness. Wait, it's kind of weird. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this is something I can do in the studio, and that could be fun, because I don't do that very often, mainly because of the technical limitations behind it for me. They also have the special head microphone, if I want to use that one, like with the ears on it, so I could do the cupping and stuff like that, or whatever. Or I could just use binaural like this, because I don't know, in my attempted fake ASMR streams, I just kind of go back and forth and talk like this, because I don't know, I feel like it might be satisfying enough without doing anything that makes me nervous. Are you getting the tingles? Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I've just about had enough. Okay, we should be back to what we had before, right? All right, Arshib. Let's see. I think I can answer maybe 1 or 2 more questions, and then I gotta get out of here. Demonstration of a couple versus a few. I can only stream for a couple hours today, and we're at 2 hours almost. So, let's see. Am I planning to see any movies? I really want to see both of the ones you mentioned, actually. I want to see the Chikama movie while it's still in, and I really want to see the new upcoming Madoka film, because I love Madoka Magica. I got really into Madoka Magica when I was a kid, so the idea of seeing it in theaters is kind of crazy. I just want to investigate. I doubt that it will be super easy. It may even be impossible. I want to see if I can find a theater that does English captions, because I'm not quite fluent enough to fully enjoy a film without them in Japanese. If I can find that, then I would like to see it. Yeah, both of them. Otherwise, I may go and watch it anyway and just see what I can pick up with my limited knowledge, but yeah, I'd like to see those. I think being able to walk to a theater will encourage me to watch more movies. And having friends that I can bring with me can help. Yeah. Chiikawa is easy to understand. That is true. Chiikawa, in my experience, uses pretty basic vocabulary, if they're even talking. Honestly, it's mostly just Hachiware that talks. Chiikawa just kind of is like, you know, that's all Chiikawa really says. But Hachiware talks and is mostly using basic Japanese, so it's not too hard for me. Even so, if I can, I would love it if I could find one with English captions. I haven't checked if that's possible or common yet. I know that basically everything is posted in English and Japanese around the area though, so I'm hopeful. But I also kind of expect that there's a chance it won't be possible. In which case I might just watch on streaming, but we'll find out. Let's see, I'll answer exactly one more. Let's see if I can find a good one. Let's see. I gotta find a good one. Am I getting that standing desk I mentioned before? Yes, I am. I'm planning on it. When I'm out of the hotel, at least. Yeah, the hotel actually has one, though. Pretty interesting. Or I think it is. I haven't made it stand yet, but I noticed that it plugs into the wall, so I assume that's what it's for. But yeah, super exciting, right? Okay, with that, I need to get out of here. I'm reaching the end of what I can stay here for, so I'm gonna depart now. But hopefully being able to chat properly in motion. Apologies that it wasn't in 1080p like I planned, but still relatively good picture quality, right? Hopefully that could make you feel a little better after the last 2 months of not being able to do it. It made me feel really good. So yeah, look forward to more streams when I can resolve everything and when I'm back to true normal. It will still take me some time to finish moving in properly. And honestly, once I finish moving in, my next play is probably going to be to find a place other than the hotel to stay in long term. Once I've got like a phone number and all that stuff to deal with. But anyway, that's boring stuff and you don't really need to know about that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for cheering for me this whole time. Thank you for giving me the support I needed to take a big scary step like this. Thank you for encouraging me always to chase the things I'm passionate about. I'm really, really happy to be here. So let's make the most out of it. Yeah? Okay. I gotta go now. Oh my gosh. Can you handle what comes next? It's been a while since you've been able to see it properly. I might cry again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still so emo. Like this whole stream, I've just been tired because I cried at the start. That's the other thing I don't like about crying on stream. Aside from it being kind of embarrassing, it just makes me so tired. I cry for 2 seconds and then I'm just exhausted. I had to dig into my excess, like my batteries of energy instead of using my default supply because I used up my default on crying. 応援してます。ありがとう。ほんまに嬉しい。これからも頑張るよ。ほんまに。ほんまに嬉しい。幸せ見つけた。Okay, I gotta go. I hope you can get some good rest. I hope you can have some good food. And as always, please take care of yourself, all right? Return to me in good health when I see you again. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.